Good evening, everyone. My name is Debbie Singleton, and I'm an independent stampin' up demonstrator. I come to you live Monday evenings at 7 p.m. Arizona time, and I usually make a card with you. And this evening, we are going to make a card that's going to use the Meandering, it's brand new, so I'm not quite sure, the Meandering Meadows it's called. So it is a suite that is an online exclusive, and it is actually a suite. And usually, as you know, our suites you get a whole bunch of things during the suites. But I want to wish everyone a good evening, and hopefully everyone had a great weekend. We were having some cooler weather, and now we're having back again some warmer weather here in Arizona, which is kind of nice. And my card class this weekend, we had a great time. It was a lot of fun. Made some beautiful fall colors using the fall leaves, and I love fall. We, of course, in Arizona don't have too much fall weather, but it was gorgeous. I love the fall colors. So I had so much fun. So welcome. I hope everyone had a great weekend. I actually got to go over to my daughter's in-laws on Saturday night. She was having a dog party, so anyone who has pets will enjoy this. So her puppy dog turned a year old, so she had a puppy party and invited everybody over. Yes, thanks, Mom. Good evening. It was fun, huh? So she had a puppy party for her puppy. He turned a year old. So she invited just family over. She wanted just some kind of get together, so she called it a puppy party. It was so much fun because all the kids had a great time. So she had all these games to do for all the kids, which were puppy things. And of course, her puppy was just excited that everybody came over the house and he got to run around. But it was so cute because it was a dog theme. So it was actually quite adorable. But, of course, all those adults got to get together and talk and chit chat and stuff. So that was super fun. And the kids, some of the games she came up with was hilarious, but it was really fun. She's a preschool teacher, so she comes up with all the fun stuff to do, but it was pretty fun. We had a good time. A good excuse for everyone to get together, right? So this online exclusive just means you get to order online. You can order online tomorrow. Us as demonstrators gets to preview and order early. So we've been ordering it and getting to play with it. So it comes live to everyone else tomorrow. So you get to order online tomorrow. And so a super beautiful suite. So in the suite, you get the die set. You get, what did I do with the? You get the Garden Meadow stamp set, which is it's beautiful as well. So it has thinking of you, every day is a fresh start, hello, I can't imagine having a better friend, and happy birthday. And then it has like the boots, and it has some flowers, some little chickens, has the wheelbarrow flowers, has a watering can, has some more flowers. It's actually a very beautiful little set. You also get, so instead of like little gems, you get these very cute little brass, they're adhesive backed, so with little birds, and these are dragonflies. So that, and you get this really pretty ribbon as well. This is called pecan pie ribbon. So that all comes in the suite. And the paper, sorry, I was forgetting the most important part, which is this beautiful paper. So, and of course, all our paper is double-sided, but you get 48 sheets of this paper. Absolutely gorgeous. And it just has all kinds of sceneries on it on the one side, which is just gorgeous. I swear they just took a painting out of paintings and then put it on here, which I think is how they do it. And then the other sides are like watercolor paint. It's just, this paper is just beautiful. So I kind of perused and just tried to figure out what I wanted to do with this, because you can do so many things with this paper, so many different people did so many different things with it. So someone did a fun fold, which is what I did. And so I also brought in the heartfelt hexagon because I liked this hexagon punch, and I liked the hexagon stamp that you can stamp out, and that's what I used. So I did this card, which is just so pretty. So you open it up, and then you can write your sentiment on the inside, and then you close it. So I did the punch here, and then I used the thinking of you. So I think this is a really, really nice card. Utilizes the paper, which is beautiful. So you don't actually have to add anything else to it because the paper talks itself. It's just so pretty. So it took me a minute to figure out how to do this. It's simple, but I've already got another one cut out in different colors and a different paper. But I thought what I would do is I would actually cut out the paper because I've read the instructions and done the instructions, and they're in my, I put the instructions, of course, as I always do, but as I reread them, I've done it a little bit different because it just makes a lot more sense. So I'm going to just cut one out, and then we'll make the card because it really won't take very long to make the card. So you want as your card base, so you're going to do your cardstock. Put this way, you don't need to see. There we go. So for your cardstock, do all your cardstock pieces first. And I'm going to eliminate the inside panel and the sentiment panel because I didn't do the sentiment panel. I chose instead to do this piece. The sentiment panel would go right here, and then you could stamp your sentiment there, but I didn't. I chose to do a different kind of sentiment, so I'm going to eliminate that. So we're gonna do the cuts for the card base, and that's 5.5 by 7 1/4. So I always do the bigger size first. So we're gonna put this in our trimmer, and we're gonna do the 7 1/4. 7 1/4. And then I flip it and I do the 5.5. Moved. Move on me. And when I'm doing just one card, I use my scoring tool that's on my trimmer. So I score it on here. And so it says just turn the card and score at 3. So it's sitting this way and it's at the 5.5. So what I mean by turn it is you have to turn the card and like this and score it at the 3 mark. So we turn it and score it at the 3 mark. I couldn't figure out how to write that. She wrote it a different way. So I got this card idea from Krista Thomas is her name. And so she wrote it like score it parallel to the 5.5, and I didn't understand it, and I did it wrong the first time. So I say flip the card when you have it the other way, and so now we're going to score it, and then you'll see why when you flip it, what it means. So that, you can't see the score marks, but by flipping it, that's going to give you that piece right there. So when it was in the trimmer this way, it was in this way, you have to flip it so that you can score it this way. So that can give you that fold and give you this piece here, because we're gonna put something on that piece right there. So that's our one piece. Then we need another piece, our front flat piece. So this piece is not big. Our discarded piece is not big enough because it needs to be 4 1/4. So you have to use a whole another piece unless you have a spare piece laying around. So it's going to be 4 1/4 I'm just put it in here, be 4 1/4. And I didn't go look in my bin. I probably have a piece that's big enough, but by 4 1/4. And then we're going to score this on one end at 1 inch. So just choose whichever end you want. Just put it on the 1 inch and bring up your score. And you're going to score that. Again, that's going to be this piece that's going to sit here. That's going to be your piece that's going to sit on your inside piece. And that's going to be your flap. Okay. Now to cut this designer paper. So I don't like this to be out. So we're going to take and we're going to cut our designer paper, our DSP. This is a 6 by 6 piece. And so to cut it on the left side, we're going to take and we're going to cut a piece by 2 3/4. I'm going to cut 2 3/4. And then we're going to trim off a 3/4 inch piece. You can do it from the top or the bottom because what you want to do is you want to decide what piece do you want. She said from the bottom, but I don't know. I don't really want all of this sky, but I really like this part. So I don't really want to trim it from the bottom, but I do want to trim some from the sky. So I'm going to trim off 3/4 from the top. I really don't want all that sky up there, but I really like the bottom piece. So I'm going to trim my 3/4 off from the top. So actually that was not 3/4. So I just messed that up. So that's going to give me, I need to end up with 5 1/4 piece. So I just need to trim off just a teensy bit more. So we're going to do this. I get 5 1/4. Sorry. That's what happens when I'm talking. All right. So now, see, now I have a piece that's actually pretty even. I have a lot of sky, but I don't have a lot of sky. I have enough sky, but then I have some bottom because that's going to be our piece that's going to go right here. So see, that gives me some of that sky piece. That's going to look really pretty there. Then we're going to, again, from the left side, cut off 1/4 inch and discard. But that was confusing to me. So I didn't want to do that. But what is going to happen is from the remaining 3 by 6 panel, cut into 3 pieces. So that told me that this piece needs to be 3 by 6. So I just decided, okay, so this needs to be 3 by 6. So this needs to be 3 inches. So I just went over here and said, okay, I'm just going to make it 3 inches. It's easier than to try to get 1/4 inch off, which will end up being the same. So I'm just going to make it 3. That's my 1/4 inch. But it was easier for me to line it up on the 3 inch part and then just discard that. And this is automatically by 6 because it's 6 by 6. So now I need to cut this piece into 3 remaining measurements, 3/4 by 3. So I need to go 3/4. Oops. 3/4. That's what I did before, is I didn't do it enough. That's 3/4. And then 4. Because since I cut it down to 3, that's 3/4 by 4. That's 4 by 3. That's going to be my inside. And then my last measurement is 1/4 by 3. This is already 1/4 by 3. So we're good. Did I do that? 4, yeah, okay. So there's our pieces that we need And I didn't do the inside piece because I'm not really going to put this card together right now, so I'm okay. All right, so we're going to put the other card together, but I wanted to show how the measurements were that I actually wrote out, just because it was kind of confusing, but I made it a little easier. All right, so now what we're going to do is you want to take your 4 1/4 by 4 1/4 that you've sorry, my brain is like freezing on me. Scored on at the inch mark, and you want to score that. Where'd my scoring tool go? What did I do with it? Cut it out because I was scoring with it earlier. Probably buried in my desk somewhere. I have to get this really, try to get it flat. And you want to first put it on to this is our inside piece that I didn't cut before. So this is 5 1/4 by 4. So we're going to glue this 4 1/4 piece on here, like so, okay? Because then this is going to go on to this piece. This is our base. Let's get this folded. So this is going to go in like so. And this will go out like that. So we're going to put some glue on this little flap. And then I put this little white piece, and I didn't quite stick it down because I'm trying to judge about the center of this piece. And then I laid this down, and then I made sure. And now we're going to put glue on the back of this white piece. And we're going to glue that on the inside. Oops, make sure you turn it the other way so you don't glue it backwards like I almost did. Okay. All right, now it's going to go out. So then this little piece that we cut, this 3 by 4, that's going to go right here. So we're going to put, see that other side is pretty too. You could put that out there too if you would like. I'm going to use the other side. This paper just makes it so beautiful. Just using the paper itself makes this card. Okay, and then this piece will go here. Yep. Yep. So this piece of my cardstock is called Blueberry Bushel, and they brought this cardstock back. It had gone away, but in our color refresh, they brought it back, and I'm so glad. I really like it. It's a very pretty color. Right. Doesn't look like I got that very straight. Okay. Now this paint, oops. There. Right, and these two pieces go on here. Okay. So yeah. And a little bit of a border. And then this one. Yep. I guess you could do either one, but and just since I have the thinking of you, I'm going to stick with that one. Okay. And my white piece of paper. Apparently, I don't have a white piece of paper just laying around. Usually you have white everywhere. And today, no. So we'll just get a piece. Usually you have scraps. I do in the other room, but usually you have scraps laying everywhere. All right, so I'm going to use Cherry Cobbler as my for this little dotted like outline. And a trick for this is very sensitive. So just blot on here and make sure that you've gotten all of the lines, and you can tell since it's clear. So you make sure that it's all inked up, and don't wobble this and don't press hard because it will mush everything. So just lay it down and press just a little bit and kind of let it rest there a minute. And there it is. So there, and it looks very nice. And then we're going to cut this out. And then I'm going to stamp my sentiment. I like to cut this out first before I stamp my sentiment. It's easier to put your sentiment in there than it is to, once it's cut out. I don't know why that is, but it does seem to be just a little bit easier. Cut that down later. All right. I'm going to use Blueberry Bushel and stamp my sentiment. Very nice. All right. Now I used the I popped up my use dimensionals on this just to give it a little bit more dimension, of course. And because I like dimensionals, I'm such a dimensional person. Oops. There we go. So this is the card I made tonight, and this is the card that I made earlier. Again, you could stamp something on the inside if you wanted to, but I think that our paper is so beautiful. You like the blue card? It really popped. I sat and I was like, what color do I want to use? And I really like this paper too. It is beautiful paper. So I really thought I would use the blue cardstock and pull the blue out of there. I contemplated and I was like, I don't know. I think I'm going to use the blue paper, just kind of make it different. So, but yeah, so there's our two cards that we made tonight. So I hope you enjoy those. And like I said, you can order them tomorrow. So if you want to place an order, you can either go on the website or you can contact me and I'll help you order that. If you don't want the whole suite, you just want the set, you know, the paper and the stamp set, let me know, you know, just let me know what you need. Also, I'll just be here this week, and anything else you need, just let me know. I'm here for you. Please just let me know. And I'll be available for you. Otherwise, I will see you next week, and we will have another card. There's a couple other things. I didn't get this other set. There's a thing called Fluffiest Friends. It's a stamp set that's really cute. Little furry friends, and I didn't get that set. So, but we do have some other things coming up too. Next week, I think there's new sets that us demonstrators get to see. So I'm really excited about that because we have a new catalog coming up after December. So we'll have some new things coming up. Super excited about that. So anyways, if you need anything, please feel free to reach out to me, and I will see you next week and have a great night. Thank you so much.